I didn't see you there. Welcome to another exciting episode of English with April and Wombat. On today's episode, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do some science. We're going to do a science experiment that all of you can do at home as well. It's going to be one about bacteria and why it's important to always wash our hands properly with soap after we use the toilet, or after we go outside and play with the dirty toys or in the dirt, or anytime that we do something that our hands get dirty. It's very, very important. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to need is a plate. You can use any size plate you want as long as it's a light color that we can see the experiment. The next thing we're going to need is a cup of water, just enough water to cover the bottom of the plate. The next thing we're going to need is some pepper. I'm using normal ground pepper. You can use this as well, or you can even use the pepper in the glass bottle that you can twist. That is also fine. And the last thing we need is going to be some hand soap. I'm using Protex because that's what I have at home, and ironically enough, Protex helps to protect against bacteria, which is exactly what we're learning about today. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is putting some water on the bottom of the plate, just enough to cover it. Cover the bottom. There you go. The next step we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle some pepper onto the water, and we're going to pretend like the pepper is naughty bacteria. So there we go. Look at all the dirty bacteria water we have now. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stick our finger, which has no soap on it. This is just like as if we are washing our hands with normal water. We're going to stick it into the bacteria water, and we'll see what happens when we have no soap on our hands. Nothing. The bacteria stayed where it is, and it got on my finger as well, so my finger is still dirty. This is without soap. Now we're going to try to put our finger in our soap mixture, and we're going to pretend like that's what happens when we use soap when we wash our hands. I put the soap in a little container so it's easier to get access to. You don't have to use hand soap. You can also use Yard or any kind of dish soap you have. It works the same way. So I'm going to mix my finger around there to make sure it's covered with the soap, and we're going to try it what happens when we wash our hands with soap. Let's see what happens to the bacteria. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. The bacteria ran away from the soap, just like bacteria runs away from our hands when we wash it using hand soap. That's why it's very important to wash hands with soap after we go outside to play with dirty toys, or we touch everything around outside, or especially after we use the toilet. We hope you enjoyed the experiment and it worked for you as well. No, Mr. Wombat, it's not to drink. So we'll see you next time. Bye. Stop it, please.